What's most common is that people apply and then the application is sort of waiting until somebody steps down.
That's sort of, I think that's
And then sometimes people get reappointed.
that's
sometimes
obvious
people,
reason, would be sort of midwise officers with ground floor retailers, then you might be able to put a grocery store back in.
Yeah, it might be pretty interesting for you coming from an appraisal background. We have a fair amount of like, I think we have people from all different backgrounds, but lawyers also tend to be pretty common because it's a quasi judicial board. Having that sort of perspective, but yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I hear from people who serve on the board, it's just an interesting way to sort of know what's happening around town. It's like, you know, participate in decision making. You know, you decide important things for people.
Well, it's, I guess, my perspective is like bringing value to the community and to homes and community, but also keeping the integrity of it as well, so.
If they can't even get the people on the phone if you don't have the zoning in place, so that's at the end of the day. Then it's just,
How long have you been in your position?
I've been here for 3.5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, started at the beginning of 2021. I like the size of the community. And I live in Midtown. And I take Marta.
There's only,
Yeah, a lot of my coworkers, like Paul lives in Midtown too, so a lot of us sort of commute together on the second. Oh my gosh.
So how do you get from the train here?
So Paul will drive off Monday morning and back Friday. I mean, it's in between, he just leaves his car at the station. It's great, and there's always spots open at the station because no one's ever parked in overnight. Everyone's parked.
comprehensive plan for those.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? So we lived in Grand Park before we moved back to Dunwoody.
Grant Park is great.
It was, and so we loved it until COVID hit.
Mhm.
And then, when I got political, and then crime rate, my wife's car got stolen, dropping her kid off at daycare, and I was like, we gotta get out of this. And I hate it, because we loved it, we
Yeah.
pushed the belt, pushed the car.
It's a big idea, comprehensive plan, but we do it in 5 years. Second meeting is on August. No, never. This is just. Kind of initial. Like, workshop meeting, beginning
And I
of
have
September.
lots of sort of public outreach about here.
But this is like the first
Opinions
sort of
about those kinds of things,
has
if you want to share them.
What kind of code is that? What kind of
And
code?
then
There's a-
only more, the,
How many times is that?
the movies in the park.
Not often, our
And then
current
the
code,
cable and
parts
the-
of it, I mean, we update parts of it periodically,
Yeah.
but a lot of it still dates back.
Next week, next
In our house, we built-
So we'll get.
setback was different, because our house sits in
Yeah.
the setback line.
Yeah, that's one big thing that we're still, as staff, we're wanting to know about.
And it's,
Go closer to the street.
That's the thing, right, is anything anybody needs to do at this point, it doesn't matter what it is, like, you're gonna get a variance for it.
Right, which is tricky, you know, since we have these goals and because walkable community, you know, all of that happens with construction. So yeah.
We need to be a golf course.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
6 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order. Zoning Board of Appeals for August the 1st, 2024. Call the meeting to order and let it be known in the roll call that every member of the board is present. It's good to see everyone this evening. First item of business is the minutes from the July 11th meeting. That also was kind of a brief meeting. Anybody have any comments or edits?
No, but I move to approve the minutes from the July 11th meeting.
Second. First and second, all those in favor of approving the minutes from July? All right, approved. Staff, any organizational and procedural items? I know there's no unfinished business, so before we proceed to new business, I'll read the preamble for the chairman's preamble for the Zoning Board of Appeals. The zoning board of appeals is charged with the responsibility of granting variances to ordinance requirements after determining whether there exists an undue hardship upon an applicant. In determining whether or not to grant a variance, the board shall apply the criteria specified in the city code and ordinances to the facts of each case. The zoning board of appeals does not create zoning, nor can it change zoning. Matters brought before the zoning board of appeals are to be concerned only with variances from requirements of the zoning ordinance, sign ordinance, and development and environmental ordinance. The board has no authority to grant variances for use, density, or height. Further, the board hears cases requesting an appeal to a staff interpretation or decision on these same ordinances. Final decisions of the zoning board of appeals may be appealed by petitioning the Superior Court of DeKalb County within 30 days after the decision here is rendered. So with that, we can proceed to new business, ZBA 24-10.
All right, thanks everyone. So they are requesting a variance to allow a porch to encroach into the front setback. So these are the existing conditions. The lot is zoned R100, it's half an acre. So there's an existing facade shown on the left, and then there's a walkway shown in the middle photo and an existing stoop shown on the right. Again, this is all to the front of the house. So the applicant proposes to construct a 150 square foot porch to the front of the house, which will be partially built over the existing stoop that was in the previous photos, and will encroach into the 35-foot front setback by a maximum of 6 feet, prompting a variance. The proposed porch is shown in red on the site plan to the right, and the proposed front porch elevation is shown to the left. Just as a quick note, you might see on the site plan that there is a 75-foot stream buffer that runs through the backyard. The proposed project will not encroach into that, so no stream buffer necessary, no stream buffer variance, necessary here tonight, just a zoning variance. So the subject property meets the minimum standards for lot area and width. However, the existing house was built right up to the 35-foot street setback, and it encroaches into the setback slightly, making it challenging to make improvements to the front of the house without encroaching into the setback. Additionally, there is an existing stoop encroaching into the front setback. This is one of our sort of low, uncovered, less than 30 inches in height above grade improvements that's allowed to encroach. And they're just sort of expanding it a little bit and then covering it, which staff considers to be a relatively minor project. The proposed 6-foot by 25-foot front porch is an incremental change to the existing home and appears to be the minimum necessary to afford relief. The proposed project would not constitute a grant of special privilege. Several of the surrounding homes have similar front porches. Staff finds that the strict application of the setback requirements could cause practical difficulty by not allowing for incremental changes to the property. So overall, we find that the project would not be detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare, and that the request meets the spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance. So based on these reasons, we're recommending approval of the request, subject to the conditions shown on the screen here, which are 2 standard conditions, conditioning them to the site plan that they submitted and stating that construction must happen within 2 years of the granting of the variance. And I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. No questions? Would the applicant care to approach the board and briefly state your case, or you good to go? Okay. You're gonna waive that? Okay. All right. Well, there's no one else here to speak in favor, and I don't think there's anyone here to speak in opposition. So I'm going to ask the board if close it to public comment and ask the board if there's any questions or comments or thoughts or clarifications required.
I don't have any questions, but I did want to comment. I saw in your application that you are going to convert a portion of that existing walkway to sod, right?
No. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, and just sorry, just real quick, just state your name for the record.
Adam Scott.
Yeah.
So the walkway, the porch will not exceed the walkway.
Right.
So we're gonna have to sod. We haven't planned, I mean, it's gonna be just probably stepping stones up to that with grass in between it. So yeah, we're actually gonna lose a lot of ground coverage in that.
Yeah. So you're adding more permeable. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So even more of a positive change. So
Right.
thank you.
Taking away impervious. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Yes, I see.
I'll make a motion. I move to approve The request for a variance from chapter 27, section 58 to allow a porch to encroach into the front setbacks with the following conditions. Number one, construction must be in substantial compliance with the submitted site plan dated April 24th, 2024 on Appendix A. Number two, if construction is not commenced within 2 years of the granting of this variance, approval shall be void.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
First and second in favor of approving the variance? All those in favor? All right, unanimous.
Thank you.
Congrats. Thank
Yep,
you.
Thank you.
Other business? Public comment? Board comment? You want to talk about your thoughts on the staff interpretation or any we talked about beforehand, or you gotta get to Michael's?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, there was some talk aboard about, when does a variance, or could this been potentially administrative? Because it seems fairly minor, those types of things.
Yeah, I can review that. So we allow special administrative permits for encroachments into the setback that are up to 10%. So this one was 6 feet, which is more than 10% of 35. So that's why it came before you all tonight.
Okay, great. Thanks for the clarification. All right, there's no other unfinished business or new. Okay.
What about increasing that?
We flagged, I know you all had made like a comment to that extent, when we asked, for your thoughts. We have this on our list for the code we write, to look at the different allowances for these types of small improvements to existing residences, and we'll have that on the list for the consultant to review.
Okay, good. And obviously the consideration is for the homeowner as well, so I don't have to go through the process and the whole deal, right? So, all right, glad we stated that. And with that, board, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
But it's not bad to have a short meeting once in a while. All right, guys, see you later.
Yeah, okay. Yep, all right, sounds good. Party,
Oh, when is that? Oh, wait, another Sunday brunch?
Yeah, that's what she said. Sunday, see you Sunday. Four cases. Or not. Which one is a really good friend of mine? And she's trying to do this.
She's trying to do a live. Totally. But yeah. Or have a stipulation if you're not adding any impervious surface. I mean, something. Yeah. Like that's just